So quick overview, what we're going to talk about. First and foremost, go-to-market strategy. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail what we're going to launch and when, as well as our strategy and logic behind why we're doing a phased rollout and the way we do it. Then we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive into one of our most exciting playbooks and algorithms so far that we've been working on all year. Then Danny will give us a tour of the Singularry tokenomics. And then we have a little proposal that he will present as well, because Singularry is now gonna become a DAO, and our first vote is coming up. And afterwards, we're gonna do the live Q&A, and we're gonna answer all of your questions. And I know I've seen Dev doing something already on the chat. And just for you, no, I will not be shirtless. So let's get into it. Can everybody already see my screen?
Yep.
Quick thumbs up. Yeah?
Yeah, should be good.
Cool. So as I mentioned already while going over the agenda, we're going to do kind of a phased rollout. So we're not going to launch all of the playbooks that you have heard about at once. We're going to be launching this month, right after Christmas, and we're going to be starting with 3 playbooks. I'm going to go over which ones, also a very special new one, as well as, of course, our AI assistant. And on top of that, also something that I believe none of you have heard about yet, which I will also quickly demo. So where is my actual window? Here, let's go into the playbook section. So we will be launching the DCA playbook, the dollar cost averaging one you already heard about. The arbitrage playbook, which is new. I'll go into some more detail about that later on. The drip playbook, which you also already heard about, and the Venus liquidation prevention playbook, which most of you also already should know. So quick overview of the ones that we're not going to deep dive into today. DCA, dollar cost averaging. So basically, you can just set a token and amounts that you want to acquire of this token, and then Singularry will acquire them for you on autopilot. Venus liquidation prevention is specifically for all of our Venus users, and it allows you to automatically prevent liquidation of your Venus positions by different means. The drip playbook is a mean reversion strategy that allows you to buy dips and sell rips of the token that you choose, all on autopilot. And the arbitrage playbook is new. We're going to dive into that in a little bit more detail later. Yield and rebalance playbooks, they will probably, yield at least, will probably be released around January, February. And of course, we're going to release the AI assistant that will allow you to do many things like market analysis, manage your playbooks, doing transactions, learning about crypto, learning about the protocols like Venus and Thena, and also our new partners, Lista, DAO, and TokenWest. And
Merkle.
Sorry?
And Merkle.
And Merkle. Yeah, Merkle is a very recent addition. So now you can also find DeFi opportunities supported by Merkle in the platform, on the dashboard, and also with the AI agent. Just a quick demo of asking Singularry about the current price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can also ask him to analyze any kind of token for you. And yeah, as Danny mentioned, we're also partnering with Merkle now. So you will also find opportunities provided by Merkle in the dashboard and also in the Singularry AI chat. So let me just get a quick look. Yeah, I guess it's time for the big reveal, huh? The secret feature. The secret feature that we've been working on. I have to share some other tab, 1 second. And then I'll tell you a little bit about it. So some of you, especially the ones that have been following us early on, might remember that back in the day, Singularry actually launched his own token. And So the capabilities of launching tokens have been part of Singulary's toolset from the very beginning. And we have actually secretly also been working on our own launchpad. So this will be available from the Singularry dApp in and of itself. So you will be able to talk to Singularry and just have him create tokens, but it will also be available as a separate platform, which you're seeing on the screen right now, where you will be able to launch tokens, create them on a bonding curve, as you know from other launchpads, and then have them graduate to Sina, and down the line also other decentralized exchanges like PancakeSwap, for example. And this is still open from an earlier test. You will just be able to use Singularry AI. You can give him a little bit of inputs. He's constantly scanning the market for trends and for memes. And you can just give him a little bit of input, tell him what kind of token you want to create. There's a little fee, obviously, to use that, but launching tokens, other than that, besides the trading fees, is completely for free. And then he will create token ideas for you. You can choose one of the ideas that you like or regenerate them. And then he will also create description, everything you need. You can ask him to create a logo for you. And afterwards, when you're happy with everything, you can just launch the token on the platform. And then it can be traded here until it graduates to a decentralized exchange. The token creators, they will earn a percentage of the trading fees on the platform as well as on the decentralized exchange on which the token will be graduating to.
I think there's a lot of people that are going to love this.
There's a lot of people that what? Gonna love this?
Are going to love this and have a lot of fun with this.
I hope so. It's in the domain name.
Yeah,
It's fun. But yeah, it will also be available directly from the main Singularry dApp, so you can just chat with the AI, create tokens, trade them, all of that good stuff. And Danny, being Danny, already has some pretty interesting partners lined up for launch.
Yes, definitely. We actually have some. Well, I can't say really who, but I'm sure everyone remembers the president of Argentina that launched his own meme, Trump that launched his own meme, and we have a new very public figure that will be launching his own meme on Singularry antenna.
That sounds very exciting, doesn't it?
Won't say who or from where, but yeah, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be a lot of fun. That's for later on.
Awesome. Thank you for teasing. So now I quickly want to dive into this new playbook, which really is the most powerful one so far. Because ultimately, bottom line, besides making DeFi easier, it's still all about yield, right? We want to create yield, and we want to make it easy to create yield for users of the Singularry dApp. And that's what all of these playbooks are really about. And the arbitrage playbook so far is the most advanced playbook that we've developed. There's actually multiple, let me open the overview. There's actually multiple machine learning models that have been custom trained involved in this, that are constantly monitoring different centralized exchanges, as well as different asset classes like spot, perpetual futures, calendar futures, as well as options, in order to identify mispricings and arbitrage opportunities. Then there is a model that is specifically only for executing on these options. And then there's another model that is continuously hedging these synthetic positions that we create. And that results in a fully delta neutral trading strategy, profiting from arbitrage opportunities and mispricing opportunities across different derivatives and different exchanges that we have been testing all year now with our own money, with around 20 to 25% quarterly yield that we were able to generate. And we will make this available to the Singularry community via a playbook with a target yield of 18% per quarter. And the way you will be able to participate is by locking a specific amount of Singularry. That will then allow you to invest a specific amount of USDT stables into this strategy, which obviously will be very beneficial to the Singularry ecosystem as well, because if we fill up the full allocation that we have at the parameters that we have currently set, so 1 million Singularry will allow you to roughly invest $300,000, and that would give us around 50 spots, because we only have $15 million that we can allocate in this strategy right now, because otherwise it wouldn't work that well anymore. So we have to cap it, and that would give us at 50 spots locked in also quite a lot of Singularry that would be bought on market and that would be locked, therefore also benefiting the ecosystem.
What are you doing up?
Oh, I think now somebody is not muted anymore.
Sorry, yeah, done. I'm muted.
Oh, good, perfect, thank you. This will obviously also generate fees for the Singularry ecosystem. There's a 1% performance fee, not on the volume that you put in, but only on the yield that you generate. And this will then also feed back into our treasury for Singularry buybacks, etc. So very happy to be able to launch this one. Very exciting, and especially the technology behind it was really quite fun to build. So that was.
And that's only one of. That's the first really big one, right? For arbitrage, and that's going to allow users to really, really make use of what AI can do, right? And everything that it has to offer.
Yeah, and especially like this whole idea of really finding all the opportunities in this huge Web3 ecosystem that we have these days and executing on them. So really the original vision of Singularry coming to fruition in that one, yeah.
Definitely. And if we if we fill it out, that's about 50 million arrays that, are going to be locked out of circulation, and success fee is going to be about, 300-400K a year. That's going to be driven to our tokenomics, to buyback, to burn. Singularly will become deflationary, guys. So, and this is only one of the first playbooks, right? That's going to drive a lot of revenues and deflation to Larry. So things are going to be very interesting.
Yeah, now you already created your own transition into your topic, Danny, tokenomics.
Yes. Basically, yeah, I was going to jump into the tokenomics. So everyone know our initial total supply was 1 billion Larry. And since we've migrated, hold on a second. Since we've migrated from Solana to BNB chain, all of the LPs were burned. So we're going to have to mint those tokens back. Basically, so that we can have liquidity for DEXs and SEX. Centralized exchange listings. Everyone know that we need a lot of liquidity. So we're going to be using those tokens for liquidity. On the tokenomics side of things, well, yeah, I can mention it already. Singularly will become deflationary. And then we're going to be using Singularity token for subscription sub-access, capacity rights, strategy allocation gating. We're going to have also governance and voting enabled soon. We're going to be launching a VIP gated community also for our whales to get a bit more preview on new features before other users. So many things coming. I guess we can just take the questions. I'm sure people want to know more about the tokenomics and the burning mechanism and everything else that's coming, right? So, and we have a lot of people trying to join the call. Hold on. Okay. Should we go to Q&A, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Wait, I have the first question here in the Q&A section from Phil. Understanding that NDAs may prevent naming specific exchanges, can you confirm whether the team is currently in active discussions for upcoming listings and share any general progress on timeline expectations? I guess that's directed at you, Danny.
I can take that one. Yeah, definitely. So we do have 4 exchanges lined up. So basically, we want to do simultaneous listings on 4 exchanges. We need liquidity, so we're going to go ahead and release the first snapshot vote to mint the team tokens that were burned on Solana and all of the missing tokens to complete our total supply and to have, obviously, liquidity for sex listings and market makers. Honestly, listing, we're probably looking at mid Q1 2026. So if everything goes according to the timeline, we should be able to proceed with the listings early February or mid-February, I would say. And that was the first question.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny.
Mm-hmm.
So
we have Aruna.
Aruna, come on.
Yes. So when the app will be released and when the token will be listed on Binance. So we cannot mention anything about exchange or specific exchange listing. But as I just mentioned, we're looking at listings in mid-February after we've got everything set on our side with liquidity and market making assets. And the app release, we just announced it at the beginning of the call. So we're going to be releasing next week with several initial strategies.
Exactly. So let's check. Maybe there's also some questions in the chat, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to not enough space on my screen. Just a sec.
And maybe while we're looking for more questions, some other announcement that might be interesting, because I just saw somebody write the iPhone moment, which is the big headline that I'm always using. And I'm happy to say that now we have also an awesome UI and UX designer on board that will help us rework the user interface that you see right now to make it even more user-friendly and allow even more non-Web3 people to participate in an easy to understand way.
Yep, we've actually onboarded two new devs and smart contract dev and backend engineer, front-end engineer, backend engineer, UI UX designer. We're going to be starting the mobile app design very soon. There's so many things coming as well. On the UI, we're going to upgrade the UI, as we're going to be having so many different playbooks all the time. So we're going to do major UI upgrades in the upcoming months after we go live.
And of course, we're going to be integrating, like right now, it's still only Thena and Venus, and the arbitrage playbook is using centralized exchanges. But of course, we will be integrating the partners that we already announced, ListerDAO and TokenWest, to make it easy to also have automated strategies across all of these protocols together. And yeah, can't really put in words how excited I am to have TokenWest and ListerDAO on board as well. They will allow us to build some really, really cool stuff on top of their insane protocols, and it's going to be really, really huge.
I see a question here. The crypto market. Yeah, we were kind of suggesting, right, that might have been good to wait a bit for the listings and everything, but it still doesn't stop. We're still going live with the app. We're going to be launching with several playbooks next week, and then we're going to be adding playbooks every couple of weeks, I guess, or it depends how fast our devs can code, right? There's so much to integrate. But then the listings will be done probably in mid Q1 2026. And
it's also
that's
really, maybe for people to understand why these things take a lot of time, it's not just about actually developing and coding it. It's also that you have to test it on chain with real money. Because ultimately, when you want to use this product, your money will be on the line, and we don't want you to lose money. So we have to put a lot of effort and time into testing all of this on the mainnet, because it's really hard to replicate any of these kind of strategies on a testnet kind of setup with all the different protocols involved and different tokens, etc. involved. So that's what really makes it very hard and also very costly to bring a real automated strategy to market and not just write it in code.
Yeah, we have a good question from Dave. Any plans to allow user-created playbooks, a playbook marketplace, and playbook development kit?
Yes, all of that is on the internal roadmap already. So one thing that we also don't talk a lot about is actually that the playbooks and the playbook executions have been built in a way that they are fully decentralized. Once, let's say, you activate a playbook, and then the conditions for an execution are there, everybody can execute that playbook on your behalf and thereby earn some fees. So it's fully decentralized. And we want to go down the same road with Playbox itself, so that the community can also build playbooks, integrate them into the ecosystem, and then also earn a share of the fees depending on the volume that is traded through their playbooks. So that will definitely be coming. Yeah, it's a question in the Q&A that would be good for you, Danny. Because it's marketing BD related. So following the recent partnership announcement, can you share how the team is approaching the launch from a marketing and promotional standpoint, particularly what strategies are planned beyond cross promotions with partners and how mainstream marketing fits into this?
There's a lot of marketing coming up, but first is going to market, right? So once we go to market, obviously our partners, Venus, Lista, and BNB Chain, are going to be helping us spread the word, and there's going to be several online activities. There's already season 2 running with Tascom, but we're going to have other marketing partners jumping in, and we do have a lot of media news syndicating partners as well. We're working actually with Bing Crypto on some major press releases and everything after we do the soft launch. So basically we're going to be doing the soft launch and we're going to step on marketing in January. I hope that answers the question. Actually plan to deploy our own ambassador program as well.
You heard it here first.
Definitely, we're going to be attending several live events and AI conferences. I'm actually planning a roundtable with Mario Nassau as well. So, but yeah, that's for later. You guys can raise your hands also if you want and take the mic.
Oh, exciting.
I think.
We have one more question already in from Haruna Kamara again. Will you join Wisely Labs in 2026?
That's not really a question for us to answer. And we cannot answer anything in a way. If there are negotiations underway, there are non-disclosure agreements, and until anything is made public, we cannot really talk about it.
Somebody says, I think we will need to secure more SEX listings. I believe Danny already mentioned that.
Yeah,
4 have been secured, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think we're not allowed to tell you which ones, but we can tell you that 4 exchanges are already locked in.
Yeah, there was also previously one question if there will be any kind of risk fund, or it does the liability lie solely on the user.
So the whole idea with the playbooks is that they are non-custodial, and as such, it's software that you execute basically on your own smart wallet. And beyond everything we do in terms of audits and testing and ensuring that everything is safe and secure, ultimately, of course, the liability to use our product lies with you. And there's certain strategies like our arbitrage strategy where there are no returns guaranteed, but we can actually guarantee the initial that you put in because it's fully hedged, right? It's delta neutral, meaning there's like no directional exposure. It doesn't matter if the market goes up or down. That's not how the strategy works. It doesn't bet on long or short, but it's exploiting price differences between exchanges, between trading products, like think funding rate arbitrage, calendar spread arbitrage, or mispricing in the option market, these kind of things. And because it's fully hedged and delta neutral, there's no risk to the initial in that strategy, but there's no guaranteed returns.
All right, I see a new question from De Facto. How many of these strategies are there in the chamber already ready? Are there any strategies that are going to be released, different ones, or there are other products along with it? I guess I'm going to leave that one to you. There are several strategies that we're going to be deploying for the soft launch, and then we're going to be adding new strategies probably on a weekly.
So it's going to be DCA, arbitrage, and drip in terms of strategies for the soft launch. The yield strategy that will probably come around January, end of January. And this one we will then be extending on or expanding on with the integration of the different protocols that we partner with, like DAO. And once Token West is ready, also Token West. And that will kind of basically be the same strategy, but with different like endpoints, let's say. So right now, the yield strategy allows you to deploy your Venus funds into high-yielding liquidity pools and Cena. But as we add more protocols, there will be more assets that we can move between, like on DAO and Token West and other protocols. And then the strategy will basically be continuously rebalancing the funds that you put into the highest yielding assets in order to generate the best yield for you. So this strategy will kind of contain multiple different strategies. And it's kind of the same for arbitrage, because that's also a multiple of different strategies layered on top, as I mentioned, like funding rate arbitrage, calendar spread arbitrage, and mispricing in option markets. And yeah, down the line, as we add more protocols, there will also be completely new strategies coming online.
There is another question on the chat. What happened to the Larry humanoid robot project?
It all started with us creating this synthetic personality that was Singularry. And his biggest dream was to be downloaded into a humanoid robot. So as we kind of pivoted more into the DeFi space and like professional finance product, Singulary's personality has also become a little bit more professional. And now his biggest dream is to help you in your DeFi journey, rather than becoming or downloading into a humanoid himself. But once that becomes possible, I'm sure we're going to revisit that, at least for marketing purposes. And have him,
it's a major learning curve as well.
Yeah, but have him run around on Binance Blockchain Week. That would be fun, right? Hand out flyers.
I see another question from De Facto. Given fact, we're aiming to list as for different sexes simultaneously. Does this changes in plan on listing on tier 1 sex? We haven't said anything about tier 1, 2, or 3, so I cannot answer that question. But you can probably imagine that if we're going live on 4 exchanges, it means that they're probably not all tier 1 or tier 2s or tier 3s. There's going to be a tier 1 in there, right? That's all I can say for now.
You actually said a lot now.
Yeah, exactly.
One more question popping up.
Let me open the Q&A again. Let's see.
Do you have any plans to add liquidity to the not only token side of things, but in playbooks as well? Can we count on partners there?
Yeah, well, basically, guys, you have to keep in mind that Singularry is non-custodial, right? Obviously, several playbooks are going to be running, between Venus, Tena, DAO initially, and there's already a ton of liquidity on Venus and Lista. And then Tena, PancakeSwap is going to come after as well. So there's plenty of liquidity on chain, and users can add liquidity, remove liquidity. We do not control liquidity, but there's definitely going to be some other assets, let's say, coming in from our RWA partners and some other strategies in January. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. So another question, let's make it the last one. I think we're running out of time, but it's a good one from Alex. Nowadays, exchange listings paid in tokens often end in a sell-off. Also, you mentioned using the newly minted tokens for that. What are your thoughts on this? So the tokens will be used for providing liquidity, which is different from paying
Listing
for an
fees.
exchange listing and tokens.
Yeah, listing fees are not going to be paid in tokens, guys. I hate this. So I always make sure that listing fees are paid in USDT and stablecoins, not in tokens. We do have.
Yeah,
one more. Good question. Okay. Any estimate timeline for Infinal to be integrated into Singularry? So Infinal is working on the V2 app, on the new mobile app for iPhone and Android. They've been working on integrating Venus as well, so users are going to be able to lend, stake, borrow, and do everything they want, spend their money directly from the new mobile app, and then Singularity integration is going to come on the next upgrade. So we aim to go live with the Infinal V2 app, I believe, in February. And then we should see in the next updates all of the AI integrations.
So I think no more questions for now. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining, for showing interest and support for the project.
Thanks a lot, guys. Looking forward to our soft launch next week, and we have a lot more exciting stuff coming up, so stay tuned.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and talk to you on Telegram.
Cheers. Talk later, fam. Cheers,
Bye.
guys.